Okay, and here is how I made the drivetrain. Okay, here's the first piece of the Hellcat drivetrain. I picked this up for 40 bucks. Got a running 8 horsepower engine, and obviously the auger and stuff for the snow thrower part of it is missing, but I don't need any of that. I was going to scrap it anyway. So here's my plan to power the Hellcat. I got 2 snow throwers. One's already stripped down to just the gearbox. You can see here. Well, I got some significant differences between these 2 gearboxes I'm going to have to contend with. This one came with a really tall tire, so it has a 19-to-1 gear ratio. This one had shorter tires. It has only an 11-to-1 gear ratio. So I'm gonna have to compensate for that by putting a smaller input pulley on this one. I'll have to calculate what pulley I need to get them to go the same speed. Dimensionally, there's a lot of differences, as you can see. The good thing that came out of this is my plan was to run a single belt from an engine around this pulley and then straight across. I'll have to cut a hole through these, obviously, to the other pulley. And this gear is on the final drive gear is on the right side, and this one, it's on the left side. So that makes that gear not in the way. So that was one positive, but otherwise, the axles are a little different lengths, the hubs are different. But just a little bit about how these work. These 2 are a little different left to right. This one's your clutch, so when you bring that plate up, that metal disc comes up against this wheel, that makes contact. And then this is how you change your speed. So when it's out here, it's going maximum speed. I can't show you while I'm holding my phone here, but as you move this wheel towards the center of that disc, it slows down. And then once it goes left of center, now you're in reverse. So that's how you get a continuously variable gearbox with reverse. Pretty simple. This one works the same way. It's set up a little differently. Your speed control lever is here, clutch is here, but works the same way, same principle. Okay, so I have to change the pulleys out to get the right speed and get the left and right to have the same speed. So I took off this pulley and put this one on. That was a bolt-on. That was pretty easy. So that'll make up for the 18-to-1 gear reduction here. For this one, it had this pulley, and the shaft that comes out was going to be way too short to get the 2 pulleys to line up. So I cut the hub out of the center, and I'm going to weld it onto this pulley so I can put it on that shaft. And then the difference between the 2 pulleys will get the wheels going the same speed, even though that has 18-to-1 and this is, I think, 11-to-1. Okay, here's where it gets interesting. These are my 2 gearboxes from my 2 snow throwers, and one for each track. This one is going to mount in that hole right there. So I got to cut this angle here to match the back edge of the Hellcat hull. And then the axle on, so the drive sprocket will go there. On the inside axle, I got to shorten it a bit so these can go closer together, and then I'm going to mount the brakes for each drive track on this side because the snow throwers don't have brakes. So I got these for like $26, little band brake. So I'll mount that, one on each axle. Okay, I got the new pulleys on, and it's ready to install. And this would be the view from the bottom of the Hellcat. So the engine pulley would be about here. And so the belt's gonna go from the engine pulley up around this one, and then straight across to this one, and then down, and I'll have a tensioner pulley somewhere over here, and then back to the engine pulley. I'm going to build the drive sprockets next. These are the wheels that were on one of the snow throwers, which turned out to be just the right size, so I'm going to build those and then get these gearboxes installed. Here's my motor mount. There's a motor down there, which will go back there. The motor's only got 3 mounting bolts, which kind of surprised me. So there's 1, 2, 3 mounting bolts. And I couldn't just run 2 beams across because the belts need to go here and here, so it would interfere with the belt. So I just used this bracket to mount for the front mount. And this is 3/16 wall square tube, so it is not going to flex at all, I think. And then these will mount to the wood frame. Should be good. Okay, the engine and gearboxes are in and ready to go. A little bit about the arrangement. The pulley on the bottom, there's a belt that runs over to the pulley on the bottom of this gearbox. You can see it right there. And then over to this box, and then around. This is the tensioner pulley, the spring here, and then back to the motor. So the motor is always driving both input pulleys of the two gearboxes. And on the left one, you can see right here is a lever that's going to have a linkage that goes inside to a steering lever, or a speed control lever, I guess, for the left track. And that moves this driven wheel side to side across that disc, and that varies the speed of the output sprocket. And on this end is a brake drum, so I don't have the brakes installed yet, but then you got the similar thing on the other side. There's a lever down here that you can't quite see because it's in shadow, but that'll vary the position of this pulley, left and right. And then these are my two clutch levers. So you can see, when I pull that, it lifts, or it drops the disc underneath. So the next step is to run a shaft across the top here, and it'll, when I pull a brake handle inside, it will pull both clutches back, and then it'll pull both band brakes. So I'll have the band brakes running up to a shaft to pull the brakes, and back to the shaft to pull the clutches. So it'll all be one control that'll release the clutch, then a little bit further it will pull the brakes. So that'll be my next step. I'm going to do a demo of it running. Here it is with the back on there. So there we go. Next up, clutch and brake, and then we'll put the tracks on. Now altogether, I spent $100 on the drivetrain. The two snow throwers I bought for $40 each. The lawnmower I bought for $20. And then the snow thrower, I even sold off some of the tires for 20 bucks, and I got two 8 horsepower engines I could sell. So I'm gonna come out pretty cheap on drivetrain for this compared to the electric drivetrain I used in the Stu. All right, that's it. Stay tuned for the next episode. I'll show you the tracks. Thanks for watching.